live. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Our time in the Philippines is already 22 after 10 o'clock po yan ng gabi. Makakasama niyo bang yung liquid here today? Amen. And sometimes they find Filipina or Pinay sa bar, sa club. Ayun minsan po ay sometimes the background of the person says it all. I think you need to do a background check for some time. Especially if you just met them somewhere not decent. Oh, well, maybe for some countries like Western, especially in the Philippines, it's really indecent to see ladies in bar clubs, something like that. But, marami din mga nakikita naman na mga Pinay na nakikita sa mga bar clubs na pwede naman kasi meron namang change, there's pagbabago. And change is constant. And lucky are those who find their partners in bar or club, nightclubs. But you'd expect that your partner would be a bar hopper, mahilig mag-bar. But if you're looking for a real good woman, responsible, God-fearing, adventurous, ayan, anywhere will do. Wow. Hello there, Nika Rodriguez in the house. And sometimes we thought that we find a good woman in bars, nightclubs, and suddenly we fall into them. Right? But yeah, as I said, any place will do, not only bar clubs or nightclubs. But yeah, in the light of negative comments about Filipinas being, gold diggers, as I said, you should know the background of the Filipina that you're going to date. Right? Or better, if you just came here in the Philippines and find someone in bar clubs, nightclubs, but if you came here in the Philippines to meet someone that you've been dating online, I think that's much better. Knowing their culture, knowing their family, getting to know all about the lady or about the Filipino cultures, characteristics, and their rituals. I think next time we're going to talk about more about Filipino characteristic cultures and or how to classify or how you're going to make love of the Philippines. Sometimes it's hard because you find a good Filipina wherein you met this in a nightclub, and mostly you spot on someone who is an easy to get, like easy to spot. I'm sorry for the word, but that's really a fact, But not all Filipinas are bar hoppers. They go to nightclubs only for those who are low profile, not that too probably high profile, but those who doesn't have that much respect for themselves going to nightclubs. But especially when you are Filipina, mostly they think the Filipinas are God-fearing, they are Christian, but those who go to bar clubs, nightclubs, they are not. Lucky when you find someone in online and they are guarded their parents. Sometimes some Filipinos are independent. Some Filipinos are very dependent to their parents. Um, and yes, providing support to the family is one factor that for a lot of foreigners are are getting. This is not unique to the Philippines, but it's a normal cultural expectation in most places in the world, except in the West. But yeah, in the Philippines, actually, it's a real fact that you really provide support for the family, even their extended family, especially in some other ethnicity. Not only in some part of the Philippines, like Visayas, Mindanaoan. So we also have the people from the north that especially they have tight family, very family oriented, and even their next kids, next relatives or far relatives, they still support them, especially when they are into how to say occasions, special occasions like weddings, if there is death, if there is birthdays. It's very common for the Filipinos to support them or give. Not totally that it's being forced, but it's very normal and natural to think of that. You know, I think I'm not. I may not have somebody that uh, can tell about how to find a married, how to find a Filipina here in the Philippines, and why a Filipina. A lot of like they have experience of having a Filipina friend or Filipina girlfriend or Filipina partner or Filipina asawa or wife. And so I was expecting that he's here so that he could at least share his experience since he's already been dating for like 8 years and counting and even getting stronger. And I'm waiting for him, but he's not yet around. So supposedly this question is for him, but he's not yet around. So I will speak about some of things about Filipino women, not what you think that you see in only one corner, because Philippines is it's vast, right? We have south. We have south, north, east of the Philippines, all over the places. And you haven't been, maybe you haven't been here in the north part of the Philippines. And yeah, we have a very how would I say hardworking women here. To be honest, hardworking women, women, talaga naman. Okay. Mostly that we see having Filipino partners are from Cebu, from the Visayas part or Mindanao. Lately, that I discovered that there are some part here in La Union, because some of the Westerners they are kind of uh, fond of beach, right? Beach body. They're more on beach body. So mostly some part of these places that they spot on or they meet their partners. Like La Union, Pangasinan, we also have that. If not, they meet their partners online. Then when they visited the Philippines, then they met their partners. We really have very rich cultural thing here in the north, which you cannot find in some part of the Philippines, like Visayas, like Mindanao, and also we have different cultural backgrounds. Maybe you'll get shocked when you thought, especially when you already had some partners in other part of the Philippines, like Visayas or Mindanao, and you came here in the north, and then you meet someone that you thought they have the same culture, but it's different. Okay, though some of the northern culture were cultural patterns were from Spaniards, because we were conquered by the Spaniards. But the thing here is they are very, how to say, they are very particular about the taboos, right? They're very particular about the taboos in their culture, right? So that is very common. Inayan sa. They always keep that in their mind. Well, anyways, it depends on the persona of the woman that you're looking for else. Though we even, even if we Filipinas are poor, even if we are not that lucky to have that kind of, silver spoon, how to say, rich or lucky enough, but we are not that depending so much to our, like, your partners. Generally, the natural persona of being here in the north part, they're very workaholic. They're very workaholic. And yeah, it's really unable to admit that that's very common for the northern part that most of the Filipina here, they are very workaholic, so they don't depend on someone to help to support them. They are just waiting for someone who can accept their flaws, who will accept them who they are in their culture, and of course their family members. Well, anyways, I'm going to talk about a lot, but yeah, it's not really organized though. I think the next topic would be what is like to have a Filipino wife. I just talk about random things. Those were just things that I was about just sharing. So some of the questions supposed to be that I'm going to throw to this person. This would be supposed to be the answer, but he's not around, so I'll be talking about that. And of course, how are you going to say if this Filipina is not going to betray you, or this Filipina is not going to use you? Of course, we're going to have a getting to know stage, a lot of getting to know stage. Like it takes like 2 months until you're going to broach what you're feeling, and what's really your intention. And yeah, as you go deeper, like just take it slow, so you just know how to spot on this swindler or something like that. And yeah, a lot of topic that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a lot. Anyways, our time here in the Philippines, it's already 10:37 in the evening. Ayan. And a lot of Filipino women married to foreigners. But yeah, I think there's one reason how you or why you should choose the Filipino woman, right? And how would you tell if your Filipina really loves you? There are some questions wherein do Filipino women make good wives? Well, mostly Filipinas are really hands-on women. Not in some part of mostly not in some part of other places, because they are very dependent on they are very workaholic in terms of not in household chores, but they go to work. They go to their office, to their working places. So, but of course, as the days, you would know if the woman is a good wife. Yes, of course, you know how to do whole household choices, because I think we're not pampered. Some of us were trained really as young as we were, but yeah, there are some that we have different races or how they were raised, upbringing rather. We have different upbringing, so it depends also as well if they are really into household choices. As young as we were trained already, and we were independent. So I can see that that's one of reason that why choose a Filipino woman. They are very independent. They really know how to love someone. Really fully love someone fully. Wait, it's there in my list. They know how to love someone fully. They really care about, not thinking of themselves. It's easy for them to get amazed and you know but there are few women who are not like that. So be careful. Be careful.
Okay, so I must say that there were some that they were raised by their mother by having those qualities above that I mentioned, like, they know how to mingle with people and they know how to mingle with foreign lands because that's what they grew up with. I had an opportunity once. I was talking to a good Filipino a few years ago. I think it just wasn't time. I agree there's a big difference in understanding. Exactly. It is very, especially when you're getting to know the person first. Yeah, that's very particular about that. Especially when you were raised in a, we are not all different. We are not all the same. Okay, especially when you were raised by parents that came from ri- from low, no, how to say, rich in culture, and being poor makes them the most like the being poor, like they make this as their springboard to go to the upper level, so they don't think of others like making things easy. So you have to get to know the person. You really need to work hard on it before you're going to get it, something like that. So it's not just easy. You just need to, it's more important to introduce also the person that you are getting to know. That is very important to them. In our case, in my area, because I'm a girl, very, very rich in our culture is that introducing your soon-to-be boyfriend, you're still getting to know, right? You're not yet boyfriend. You don't have yet relationship. It's very important for them to know that person. Hello there, brother Brett. Yeah, I know for some, of course, they'll be what? Yeah, yes, that's what it is. Because you're making friends. You're making friends with a person that soon you're going to invest your attention, invest your dedication, your love in the future, and you're going to see how it goes. You're going to see how you're going, the bond and the relationship that you're going to make. A lot of actually. If you think that you come here in the Philippines to have sex, well, the first thing that you're going to go is sorry for the word, but yeah, I'm just being like upfront. There are some foreigners that they come here in the Philippines for pleasure. You know, there are some that they come here in the Philippines to find a good partner, and it's not a good place for us being like if you. I'm not saying to I'm not saying this to discriminate those who are bar hoppers for those who are women who likes nightclubs and so on. Because you know what, something that you can share to your teens or to your children once you have them is not to go to bar clubs, nightclubs, because you know already what's in there, and especially if you are being taught like Christianity, that is not that is not in our vocabulary the word clubs, nightclubs, and so on, because those are worldly. Hello there, brother Brett, are you still there? I think, oh, brother Brett has a girlfriend, Filipino girlfriend, but they were not meant to be as well. I think at this point it was not my intentions, but I think she took it very personal, very hard. I don't think it was able to be repaired after that. Well, sometimes there are reasons for other women, for the woman rather, to give bar or how to say, put gap, especially if they're knowing or getting to know the person. They have to gauge where they should be, because you'll be living with them in the future. What if, especially for this woman who've been through a lot, they've been hurt, they've been traumatized, they've been used, they've been abused, their generosity, their kindness were being abused, they're being so trust, there's kind of trust issue already in there. So I think it's not that too hard on someone's part, but the important thing here is how to guard yourself. That is somewhat kind of respect. This is somewhat kind of loving yourself back, because in the future you would know what's going to be like. That's just getting to know stage, but you did all some in some part. You're not going to use her time and just validate how you feel. It's not just no it's not that. Respecting a woman is knowing how she feels, especially like if especially getting to know stage. That's very important, because you are in that all of like 1 to 3 months. I think that's the honeymoon stage of getting to know, until it subsides. Once you uh once you promise to somebody, or once you have the plans that you are telling but you are not doing, that's somewhat like you are mm, oh, I don't know what kind of English is it. Pinapaasa. Pinapaasa. You are just giving the woman or the lady. I don't know the right term. Uh, what's the right term though? I have. Hold on. I have the right one.
Telling them, okay, we're going to meet, we're going to see each other, and then suddenly, boom. Sometimes we have really different cultural differences. And to be honest, most of the Filipinas, they are not good at arguing. So there is a so-called. We're going to talk about that. I was just talking a while back about. We are going to talk about how you're going to deal with the Filipina who has tampo. This is just the right weapon that woman has. Filipino woman has is the tampo. We have the so-called tampo wherein you should know how to deal with it. Kumusta Cordelia and Daily? Bagyo boy, 1129. I'm good, thank you. Huwag ko namang magmanamadam dyan. Yeah. We are warriors. We are warriors, so we know. But we are not the kind of warriors who would argue, who would shout back or fight back. Our best weapon to have is giving silent treatment to our significant ones. And sometimes you would just notice that, what's going on with her? Like, what's going on with my lady or with my mom? Why she's being silent and she's not even talking to me? And sometimes you didn't know that there are some kind of misunderstandings, or perhaps overthinking, or perhaps you did something way too much that hurt her emotions or hurt her, that she has to make tampo. And yeah, that's what we're going to talk about next. We have here. my list. Like I would like to talk about this only if this person is going to come in, and of course we're going to talk about it, discuss things about that. And like especially this like the question is what is it like to have a Filipino wife? Why is it like to have a Filipino woman? You know, well, there are lots of Filipino Philippines, but not all. Not all. You just need this person in your life. I would say that I know that Filipinas are all good women, right? If it happens that there are some of women that were being sued, all right, to Rafi Tolfo, being swindler, being user, being scammer, but that is because you met them in a wrong way and you just indulged them to such things. You didn't get to know them first. So it's much better, that's what I think. It's much better to get to know first than not know until you know. It's very important journey of having a partner is to get to know them first. Don't you can, you can just really
Yes, Chris is. Yeah, Chris is has a Filipino wife already. But Chris is half Pinoy, so she know he knows. He already got the right woman for her, for him. Why you're late? Exactly the big S. It's still my voice is I cannot talk too loud because my voice is they can hear me downstairs in the first floor. And I'm here in the second floor. They're sleeping, especially my brother. He has to go to work tomorrow. Oh, how are you doing, Chris? Is but yeah, majority of Filipino, there are good women. Not all bad. It's just you'd already know by if your woman, swindled you if you meet them in the bar, nightclub, or you knew them online. Do you know Randy O? Before, like he usually come to my live, but now where is he? Xin Yan, Xin Yan hảo, Xin Yan hảo, Xin Yan quay lờ, Xin Yan quay lờ, con hi và trời. I'm live. Gosh. When you met someone. Why you're laughing? What are you laughing at? I can tell you well. Be excited to master a business with our mental load. Let's do this. No. Oh, today, Sunday? Are you married yet? Whom I married to? How's everything? Whom I married? Can you give someone that I'm going to marry? Charot. Ano, are you married yet? What are you talking about? Are you married? Married, Brett? I will. Let's insist. Orphan. Oh my gosh. Two nice options. I should have get to know them before, you know? I should have known them before. If that's what you're talking about. You know, Sean Williams has girlfriend. Sean Williams has girlfriend. And brother Brett. I don't know brother Brett if he has a girlfriend now. My brother Brett is a brother. He's still courting you? Who? What happened to the guy you were talking? Oh, I'm chatting with. He's gone. I didn't. Who? From where? Chatting from where? Who's that I'm chatting with? Hmm, Filipino guy? What? Oh, he's a pastor. He's a pastor. You think pastor can get married? Oh. He's a preacher. Who cares if he's a pastor? I don't know. I'll be burned, you know? I'll be burned, you know, I'm a sinner. Sure. I'm a sinner, so. Oh my god. Oh well, you know what? He's that kind of guy who really is how to say consistent, very sweet. He always updates. What else? I know. We're all sinners. He always updates and always. But let's see. Let's see where it goes. And sometimes you cannot just say, okay, you cannot just say good. Be careful for those who are clingy, you know. Did you attend his church? I did a lot of times. Yeah. I did. He sent me the link, like because he's in different he's OFW, so he sent me the link of their church. So I go there. I watch the services. Confusing priest and pastor. No, there are priests that they can get married. I'm not. A pastor can marry, but not a priest. A priest can get married too. I have uncle who's a priest and he got married. Anglican priests can get married, but those who are Catholic priests cannot. Catholic clergies and priests cannot. But for those who are, yes, they can.